Hey, it's Adora Delano, and you're watching Jamar 84, motherfucker.
Thank you so much, baby. Mwah. What's going on YouTube?
Jamar.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is boy Jamar here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar 84 here once again, and we're here to review episode, I think it's 11, of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 7. And we are literally at the wire, y'all. Like, at this point, there's only 5 queens left, and there's really not much to remember about the episodes. Well, not necessarily not much to remember, but since there's only 5 queens, it's easy to kind of keep track of what's going on since there's only 5 people to pay attention to at this point. So the episode starts with the what do they call it? The puppet challenge. And to where each queen has to make over a puppet to look like one of their competitors. And it was all of them were relatively funny, but I believe that Kennedy had Pearl, and she just kept referring to Pearl being asleep and this, that, and the fourth. And Pearl was like, these bitches need some more material because I woke up a long time ago. And she really has. Pearl has definitely gotten into the game a long time ago. So that whole sleepy and doing all that other stuff type of shade against Pearl is kind of dry at this point. But it was fuck, who did Ginger have? Ginger won. It was actually like really, really funny. Oh, I think she had Violet, and she was when she was making him over, she just ended up cutting all the boy clothes off, and she was completely naked, and she was like, "Oh, I'm done." Referring to how Violet was completely naked for like that first week, that first challenge. So it was funny. I really enjoyed that, and I felt like Ginger did deserve to win that challenge. So then they get the main challenge for the week, and Hello Kitty comes into the room, and she's, I don't know who that was in that costume, but it was the Hello Kitty Girl week, and they were deciding to come up with some sort of Hello Kitty eleganza look initially. And so they're starting with their look, and they're trying to, take various Hello Kitty paraphernalia, Hello Kitty items, and turn it into their look. Basically turn it into their drag character. However they identify themselves as their drag character, they have to incorporate the Hello Kitty look into it. So I'm like, okay, cool. And into the workroom runs Santino Rice. Now we all was throwing all sorts of shade when it was Ross Matthews and Carson Kressley to be the new judges for the season. We all was just like, oh, Santino got the pink slip, da 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 da. And I mean, he probably did, but I knew he was probably not going to be just not involved with the show at all anymore. Like, I knew that wasn't going to be the case, And so he was coming in. This is the first time Santino's ever been allowed in the workroom. Like, the judges are only allowed to really see what they present on the actual runway. So he was back there giving his, critiques or whatever, giving his advice about how they should, what could they do with their looks, what kind of ideas are they going for, this, that, and the fourth. Now, mind you, at this point in the competition, everybody is horny, okay? And Santino was going over to Violet, and they was literally like batting eyes at each other. I felt like Violet was starting to get a little moist, because they was like, fawning over Santino. I'm just like, girl, ew. I mean, not like Santino's a bad looking guy, but I just never looked at him that way. And damn, Ginger was like, she was gonna flood her damn basement looking at Santino. I'm like, girl, you wet in the drawers like that, girl? Okay. So then after they've like done majority of the work on their eleganza look for Hello Kitty, he's like, oh, by the way, you also have to design a best friend character for Hello Kitty in addition to your Hello Kitty eleganza look. And they're just like, it's mainly Ginger and Katya who are just like having a fucking panic attack because I'm not sure if Katya can sew, but Katya's thing was she was so far in her head, like she didn't know what to do. She was having creative block. She was just not able to kind of get her idea together. And she was talking with Violet, who just always seems to have this confidence and kind of an idea, okay, what it is she wants to do. She's able to write it out. She's able to design it and just slay it and make it. And, you know, Katya was saying, like, I really admire that. Like, I'm sitting over here going batshit crazy. And you always seem to just be like, you know, I know what I'm doing. I stand by my looks, and that's just it. So we get over to Ginger, and Ginger, you know, doesn't sew. Like, Santino and Rue come over to her, and she's like, you know, well, what are you working on? Like, I know you don't sew. Like, well, so how is your outfit coming along? And she's like, well, so far all I've done is kind of cut out this piece, and that's really all I got. And Rupaul was like, well, that may be a problem, girl. And I'm just like, she was been put in the bottom so far on the costume challenges or the design challenges, which was the conjoined twin challenge and the lip sync. When they had to do the half queen, she was in the bottom too for both of those challenges. So she's kind of like, well, shit, here's another design challenge where I might be in the motherfucking bottom. And so they're both, Ginger and Katya are just so in their heads and they're just like driving themselves crazy. Whereas Kennedy was kind of stressed about it. Violet was pretty much, I got this. I kind of know what I'm doing and I have an idea and I'm going with it. So she kind of knew where she was going to go. Pearl was pretty much, you know, the same way as Violet. She kind of had an idea. She pretty much knew what it was she wanted to do for both her best friend and her eleganza look. So she was pretty much confident with it. And when we get to the actual main stage, it's Japanese theme. RuPaul has this whole Japanese asymmetric done, what's her girl name? Sorry, not what's that girl name, but still, Michelle Visage, who I still love, by the way. I listen to their RuPaul and Michelle Visage What's the Tea podcast every week. It's actually really good. You should check it out if you get a chance. But she had her little Japanese look as well. And the other judges, other than Carson, you know, Carson and Santino was a lady. I'm not really familiar with who she is. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with a lot of the judges who were on the show, but that's neither here nor there. They first come out with their best friend. Wait, did they do the best friend first? I think they did the best friend first. So Violet comes out and it's like, hello, Violet. And she's like, you know, really, really pretty. She has like the eyes. She has the mirror. And she's kind of like the... Oh, sorry. I got a phone call that came in. But yeah, Violet had the nice little pretty girl, cute kitty type thing going on. And I really liked it. It was my... second favorite. Ginger came out with like a little cow, a little cow deal with a snout, you know, making all sorts of cow puns and beef puns and things. And they had like the little voiceovers describing who they were and whatnot. It was cute. Wasn't my favorite, but I could still appreciate it. Pearl kind of came out with like a Madonna-esque look with the gap tooth and the long blonde ponytail. And she was making her character seem like she was just a horrible influence, doing all sorts of crazy shit. I still liked it, but like I said, it wasn't my favorite. Kennedy's, in my opinion, was the worst. And it just was kind of basic, and I didn't really too much understand her character, honestly. Now, my favorite character was Katya's character, down from the look to the Russian accent. She finally used her Russian accent in a challenge, because I don't think Katya has ever done that this whole time. And she came out, she had the cigarette, she had the gold teeth. And it was just really, really funny. Katya's was my favorite of the night, as far as the best friend eleganza. And other Hello Kitty eleganza, well, best friend look. Then it was Hello Kitty eleganza. My favorite looks were Violet's with the, I don't even know. I don't even know what the headpiece is called. But down to the headpiece, to like the cinched corset again, to the little leotard with the poofs or the fur. It was just great. Violet's looks are always just fucking fantastic. Kennedy's was just, girl, like, bitch, what the fuck? I'm sorry. It was just bad. It was horrible. Horrible. Okay. And she just really took like a whole bunch of bows and just stuck it on a catsuit. And then what the hell was on her face? Anywho, Pearl was basically, like, as everyone else, they were just pretty much wrapped in a Hello Kitty fleece with a Hello Kitty on her head, but yet still somehow made it look good. Katya, Katya's outfit for her Hello Kitty eleganza wasn't bad, but I could see why they didn't like it in comparison to the others. It really wasn't bad, but I understood why they may not have liked it. Like you said, like everybody said, at this point we're nitpicking because there's only 5 people left. So somebody has to get critiqued and judged. And at the last minute, it came down to Kennedy and Katya lip syncing, and I was like, at first I was like, okay, I know Kennedy can dance her ass off, okay? But then again, Katya is not a bad performer either. And I was like, okay, I think it's going to come down to the song, okay? If it might be more towards Taylor to Katya, or it could be more towards Taylor to Kennedy. So the song was Katy Perry's Roar, okay? And I was thinking, okay, this could be Katya's thing. Kennedy, I felt like with what Kennedy might do, she could possibly overdo it. So I'm thinking, okay, Katya has a chance here. But this bitch done fell, did a jump split off the damn stage, and I was just like, oh, damn. I mean, Katya still did her split too, but it just wasn't, it just didn't have the same impact as Kennedy. I was just like, shit. And thus, so Katya was eliminated. And I'm just like, this season, I'm telling you, they're just eliminating all of my contenders. Initially, I wanted Max to win, but he was eliminated. So I'm like, okay, Katya is my next, she's going to be my other second place winner to be, to win it all. No, she's eliminated. So I'm like, fuck. So I guess now who I'm hoping to get into the top 3 is Pearl. Pearl's going to be that's my contender now since they eliminated my other 2 top ones. But anywho, we're down to only 4 queens left, and the next challenge is the last challenge, and it's usually a filming of RuPaul's music video. I don't know which song it's going to be, but it should be interesting. And really, I watched Untucked, and there really wasn't much to it, honestly. They were just each talking about, their most difficult moments and what they had to say about the stage. But it was, it really wasn't too much to it to discuss. Like, there's only 5 people left. They're not going to have too much discussion about it. But yeah, we're getting down to the wire, you guys. Like, I don't know how this whole thing is going to turn itself out, but we'll see. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm sad that the season's actually coming to an end, though, because I like being able to tune into something like that every week, but it is what it is. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington.